What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. I hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. So, this morning, Charlemagne released an interview with Lil Baby. Him and Lil Baby did a nice little interview. I haven't watched the full interview. I've seen like clips from the interview, and one of the clips was Charlemagne asking Lil Baby how did he feel. What was his reaction when he heard Kendrick Lamar mention him and Not Like Us, the song that was going at Drake, right? So Lil Baby responded, I'm paraphrasing, but basically he was like, if you and him arguing, don't bring me in that. Don't put me in it. Keep my name out of it. I'm paraphrasing, but he like, yo, keep that between y'all. Don't put me in it. You know what I'm saying? He really didn't seem like he was a fan of, Kendrick Lamar bringing his name up, in the diss. And really what it was is that he didn't want to be used as ammunition to go at his boy, right? Because Lil Baby and Drake, they cool. They got a great relationship with each other. And he said that in the interview. And so he said that they have a great relationship with each other. And I think it's just Lil Baby didn't want to be used as ammunition to go at Drake, right? Lil Baby a good dude, man. I've been a fan of Baby's music for a while, especially when he first hit the scene in 2017. He was on a run that was undeniable. Now, as of lately, he been cold out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Musically, he been cold. Like, it ain't been hitting the same. The music ain't been hitting the same like it was a couple of years back. He need to get him another big joint, right? But I'm a fan of the brother. I think he's a really cool dude. In interviews, in interviews, he gets personable. He seemed like he got his head on straight when you talk to him. So I don't think Lil Baby meant any like slight towards Kendrick Lamar. It's just that him and Drake got a great relationship. And I didn't expect him to say he thought it was dope at all. Like, you know what I mean? He got a great friendship with Drake, and he ain't gonna go against Drake for a guy that he don't know, Kendrick Lamar. I don't even think him and Kendrick Lamar got any type of relationship, right? And in the song, like, Kendrick Lamar was just giving Lil Baby props, right? He said, Lil Baby help you get your lingo up. Basically, like, yo, baby, you the gatekeeper for Atlanta lingo, and you be putting people on the game with words and vernacular and all that type of stuff. But anyway, after that clip had surfaced of Lil Baby, like, stating that he wasn't really a fan of Kendrick Lamar using his name to go at Drake, some tweets went out. And one of the tweets was basically saying, like, since Not Like Us dropped, the Atlanta artists have doubled down on their support for Drake, right? Since Not Like Us dropped, and that Atlanta verse came out in that song, the Atlanta artists have doubled down on their support for Drake. From Quavo, Lil Baby, 21 Savage, Young Thug, you know what I'm saying? And so now people are putting out tweets. One tweet in particular said that Atlanta verse didn't age well because of the Atlanta artists' continued support of Drake. And let me just say this. First of all, I'm not surprised that these artists continue to support Drake. Drake helped them get hit records. He helped them make money. You know what I'm saying? And in the case of Quavo, he helped blow up their career. Now, the Migos are already popping, but Drake jumping on Versace took that song to new heights that it probably never would have reached, right? 21 Savage doing collaboration albums with Drake and doing collabs with Drake. It helped his career as well. 21 was popping already, but you know what I mean? Like, it helped expand him to a different audience, I would say. And so they're not going to go against Drake for Kendrick Lamar because they don't got no ties to Kendrick like that. They got ties to Drake, and that's cool. That's fine. But I want to just make this point. The Atlanta verse, like the impact of that Atlanta verse on Not Like Us, is not dependent on the Atlanta artists agreeing with Kendrick Lamar. It's not. That was never the point. Kendrick wasn't trying to get Atlanta artists to like turn on Drake and go at him and denounce him. No. His point was that Drake, you use Black American culture in Atlanta to like, to prop yourself up, to make your song sound a certain way, to give you a certain credibility, to give you a certain charisma, a certain swagger on tracks. you attach yourself to these Atlanta artists for street credibility and all of that. And you do that without, what's the word I'm looking for? You do that and you don't really give back to Atlanta like that. Not even just that though. You run into Atlanta just for some dollars, just to make some bread and all of that. But at the same time, I think his bigger point was also, Drake, you're silent on Black American issues while using Black American culture to propel yourself in different ways. So it wasn't dependent on the Atlanta artists agreeing with him at all. And I don't expect the Atlanta artists that Kendrick Lamar named to go against Drake at all. Nor did Kendrick Lamar expect him to shift up. I just think he wanted to make the people think about I get the certain things that Drake has done as far as his pairing with all of these street artists in Atlanta. And he wanted the people to recognize that it was strategic on Drake's part to do that. And their collaborations with each other was not one-sided. It wasn't just beneficial to the Atlanta artists. I think Kendrick was trying to make people aware that Drake collaborating with these artists did a lot for him as well, and his credibility and the street credibility that he wants and always has tried to get. You know what I mean? It gave him a certain type of stamp to be next to these Atlanta artists. And also it helped propel the music for him as well, because a lot of people who probably wouldn't necessarily listen to Drake, they'll listen to 21 Savage on that joint if they like a more street artist. Oh, you partner with Drake? Well, Drake, we listen to you now. You feel me? And again, it gave Drake a look to be standing next to street dudes like Thugger, 21 Savage, Lil Baby, you know? And that was just his point. And then again, furthermore, we can talk about the things about Drake not speaking up for certain issues in Black America, certain Black American issues he was always silent for. But at the same time, and he never spoke up for these, he never stood in solidarity with Black Americans as far as like social issues and things affecting people that come from the same communities that 21 Savage and Young Thug and these individuals come from. But he uses those artists for, you know, certain credibility for his career and his music, his musical image. Yeah, his image and music or whatever, right? But yeah, I didn't expect them to go against Drake. And the impact of their verse still stands regardless if the Atlanta artists agree or not. I want to say this too, because I found this very interesting. Not Like Us has now sold over 6.5 million units in the United States of America, making it now the best-selling rap song by total units in 2024. So far, it is now the best-selling rap song by total units in the United States in 2024. It's the number 2 best-selling song in 2024 in the United States, period. It's the number 2 best-selling song in the United States in 2024 overall. So the record is strong, it's still going and still spinning. So the notion that Drake was basically saying that bots were used to amplify, I guess, accentuate the sales of the song and all of that. And I'm not saying it wasn't, but regardless of that, people really love that song. People really I still hear it on the radio all the time. I still hear people playing it in their cars. I see I shouldn't say old people, elderly people playing it. You know what I'm saying? People that you know probably don't even be listening to hip hop like that. They love that song. At functions, that song is still a song that get everybody of all demographics on the dance floor. You know, so yeah, that song, it got a strong impact. Whether Drake saying, oh, yo, the bots made it feel like it had a bigger impact than what it did, it still had a humongous impact regardless. And the proof is in those numbers that I just ran off to y'all. But yeah, man, like I say, yeah, I like Lil Baby. Lil Baby a cool dude, but he a cool dude. But I never was expecting him to go against Drake. It's a guy that he really is close with. And I don't expect artists that really are super close to Drake to switch up just because it's not popular to stand next to Drake right now. Because honestly, Kendrick Lamar, with that verse, a lot of people start feeling like, oh, I don't know if it's cool to, or safe to stand next to Drake. But his purpose in saying it was to just to make people think, just to make people think about the relationships that Drake has with these artists, and to let them know that it's not a one-sided thing. Like, yo, he gains things from working with these artists, things that he doesn't have: street credibility, street culture. He gets it from those individuals because he did not grow up in that environment. He did not grow up in those surroundings. So, yeah, he gets things from them as well. So that was the point. It wasn't to get the Atlanta artists to just hate him and start dissing him, or, you know what I mean? And it's not, the impact of that verse is not contingent. It doesn't hinge on the Atlanta artists agreeing with Kendrick. He made his point. His point was heard loud and clear. And you got a lot of people in the culture that say, he had a point for real, regardless.